Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to stand before you today, and I want to remind you of something powerful. God's mercy is new every morning. I don't care what happened yesterday. I don't care about the mistakes, the failures, the moments when you fell short, because guess what? Today is a new day. A fresh start, a new opportunity, another chance to step into the greatness that God has called you to. See, some of you all woke up carrying yesterday's burdens, yesterday's pain, yesterday's regrets. But let me tell you, God woke you up this morning with new mercy, fresh grace, and a purpose that's bigger than your past. So today, I need you to shift your mindset. I need you to understand that if God has given you another sunrise, He has given you another opportunity to rise up and win. God's mercy resets daily, offering us a fresh start every single morning. No matter what happened yesterday, no matter the failures, the missteps, or the struggles, when the sun rises, it brings a brand new opportunity. This is not just a motivational statement. It is a deep, spiritual truth that can transform the way we live our lives. Too often, people wake up still carrying the weight of their past, allowing guilt, shame, and regret to dictate their future. But the reality is, God does not hold onto our past the way we do. His mercy is new every morning, meaning that He gives us a clean slate, a new page to write our story differently. Many times, people think that because they messed up yesterday, they are bound to that mistake forever. But that's not how God operates. He is not keeping a record of your failures to throw them back in your face. Instead, He is constantly offering renewal, restoration, and another chance to get it right. That means no matter how many times you've fallen, how many times you've missed the mark, you are never beyond redemption. His mercy doesn't run out. It doesn't get tired. It doesn't expire. Every day, God extends grace, not because we deserve it, but because His love for us is that deep. Think about how many times we as humans struggle to forgive ourselves, let alone others. We replay past mistakes over and over in our minds, punishing ourselves long after God has already forgiven us. But if He has already wiped the slate clean, why do we keep trying to write our failures back onto it? This is where faith comes into play. Believing that God's mercy is new every morning means making the decision to receive it. It means waking up and choosing to walk in that grace instead of holding onto the weight of yesterday. When we understand that God's mercy resets daily, we begin to live differently. We stop allowing yesterday's pain to control today's joy. We stop making excuses for why we can't move forward. Instead, we embrace the fact that we are given another chance, another opportunity to step into the person God created us to be. That is powerful. That is life-changing. That is what gives us the strength to rise after every fall. Some people live trapped in a cycle of regret, thinking they've messed up too many times to ever be used by God. But let me tell you, if you woke up this morning, God is not done with you. He didn't give you another day so you could sit in guilt and shame. He gave you another day because He still has a plan for you. His mercy is proof that your story isn't over. It's proof that there's more ahead, more purpose, more opportunities, more chances to walk in His will. This truth should ignite something in your spirit. It should wake you up with a fire inside, knowing that today is not just another day, it is a fresh start. It is an undeserved gift, but one that we should embrace fully. Instead of waking up thinking about yesterday's failures, start waking up with gratitude for God's mercy. Start waking up with expectation. knowing that He has given you another shot at greatness. When you shift your perspective to align with the reality of God's mercy, your entire life begins to change. You stop letting your past dictate your future. You stop allowing the enemy to fill your mind with lies about who you are. Instead, you start living with confidence, walking in purpose, and moving forward with faith. Because if God is willing to give you new mercy every single morning, then you better believe He has already equipped you with everything you need to rise up and win. Letting go of the past is one of the hardest things for people to do. Too often, we wake up in the morning, but our minds are still stuck on yesterday, replaying mistakes, regrets, and failures over and over again, instead of embracing the new opportunity that God has given us. We remain chained to things we cannot change. But here's the truth: the past is already written, and no amount of guilt, frustration, or regret will ever rewrite it. The only thing you can control is today. The only thing you have the power to change is what you do moving forward. Yet so many people allow yesterday's burdens to weigh them down, robbing them of the mercy, grace, and fresh start that God freely offers. It's easy to feel like your past disqualifies you. It's easy to believe the lie that because you messed up before, you are somehow unworthy of a better future. But that is not how God sees you. He does not define you by your mistakes. He does not hold your past against you. When He says His mercy is new every morning, He means it. That means when you wake up, He has already wiped the slate clean. He has already forgiven you. The problem is not that God hasn't moved on, it's that you haven't. Too many people keep picking up the same baggage they should have left behind a long time ago. They keep carrying burdens that were never meant for them to carry. They keep replaying what went wrong instead of focusing on what could go right. You have to understand that holding onto the past only slows you down. It drains your energy, steals your joy, and blinds you from seeing the blessings in front of you. When you are constantly looking back, you can't move forward. You can't walk into the new season God has for you if you're still holding onto the pain of the last one. That's why letting go is so important. It's not about forgetting, it's about choosing not to let your past define your present. It's about deciding that your mistakes, your failures, and your setbacks will not be the reason you stay stuck. God didn't create you to live in regret. He created you to grow, to learn, and to keep pushing forward no matter how many times you've fallen. Forgiving yourself is a crucial part of this process. Sometimes, we are our own worst enemies, refusing to give ourselves the grace that God has already extended. But if God, in all His perfection, can forgive you, why can't you forgive yourself? If He says you are redeemed, why do you keep acting like you're still bound? This is where faith comes in. You have to trust that when God says His mercy is new every morning, He means it. You have to trust that His grace is bigger than your mistakes. You have to believe that He still has a plan for your life, no matter what happened before. People who truly embrace this truth live differently. They wake up with a sense of purpose instead of regret. They move forward with confidence instead of shame. They stop allowing the enemy to remind them of their past because they know their future is greater. And that's the mindset you have to develop. You have to stop allowing old wounds to dictate new opportunities. You have to stop letting past failures convince you that you can't succeed today. The enemy wants to keep you stuck in what was, but God is calling you to step into what is and what will be. Every morning, when you open your eyes, you have a decision to make. You can either let yesterday control you, or you can step into today with boldness, knowing that God's mercy has already made you new. It doesn't matter how many times you've fallen. It doesn't matter how long you've been struggling. What matters is that you are still here, which means God is not done with you yet. Every single morning, when you wake up, you are given another opportunity, another chance to get it right, another chance to walk in your purpose, another chance to be better than you were yesterday. But too many people don't recognize the power of that opportunity. They take it for granted, waking up with the same mindset, the same routine, and the same excuses that held them back before. When God gives you a new day, He is handing you a fresh start, and what you do with it is entirely up to you. You can either waste it dwelling on the past, or you can seize it with gratitude, determination, and faith. Waking up in the morning is not just a routine part of life, it is proof that God still has work for you to do. It is evidence that your story is not over, that your purpose is still in motion, and that there is more ahead for you. But far too often, people wake up with no sense of urgency. They allow distractions, negativity, and self-doubt to rob them of the potential that each day holds. They complain about where they are instead of taking action to move forward. They spend more time thinking about what they don't have instead of using what they do have. But if you really understood what it means to have a new opportunity, you would wake up with a different mindset. You would open your eyes with excitement, knowing that today is a day you've never seen before, a day full of possibilities, a day where anything can change. Every great comeback starts with a decision to move forward. Every breakthrough happens when someone refuses to stay stuck in the same cycle. The reason why some people never grow is not because they don't have potential, but because they don't recognize the power of their daily opportunities. They think they are waiting on the right moment, the right circumstances, the right resources, but the truth is, every day is the right moment if you choose to make it one. If you woke up today, you already have everything you need to take the next step. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to have everything perfect. You just need to start. Opportunities are not always obvious. Sometimes they come disguised as challenges. Sometimes they come in the form of small decisions, like choosing to get up early, choosing to pray, choosing to work on your goals instead of scrolling through distractions. But the difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck is that successful people recognize their opportunities and take action. They don't wait for the perfect time. They don't make excuses. They understand that every single day is a gift, and they refuse to waste it. Many people have dreams, but only a few take action. Many people talk about change, but only a few actually do something about it. And that's the difference between those who live in purpose and those who stay in regret. The question is, which one will you be? When you wake up in the morning, will you see it as just another day? Or will you see it as the opportunity that it is? Because the truth is, you don't have to wait for next year, next month, or even next week to start fresh. God's mercy is new every morning, which means your opportunity is new every morning. The only thing left is for you to act on it. You don't have time to keep hesitating. You don't have time to keep waiting for everything to be perfect. You don't have time to keep pushing your purpose to the side. If God woke you up, that means He is still calling you to something greater. That means He still has doors for you to walk through, blessings for you to receive, and assignments for you to complete. And if you don't take action now, when will you? Trusting in God's plan is not always easy, especially when life doesn't go the way we expect. There are moments when things feel uncertain, when obstacles seem too big, and when we start questioning whether we're on the right path. It's in these moments that faith becomes more than just a word, it becomes a decision. A decision to believe that even when things don't make sense, even when doors close, even when setbacks happen, God is still in control. His plan is not always visible, but it is always working. His timing is not always our timing, but it is always perfect. And His mercy is not just about wiping away mistakes, but about positioning us for what's ahead. Many times, people want to see the whole picture before they take a step forward. They want all the answers before they trust the process. But faith doesn't work like that. Faith is believing even when you can't see. Faith is walking forward even when the path is unclear. Faith is trusting that what God has for you is greater than what you have for yourself. And when He says His mercy is new every morning, He is also saying that every morning you have another chance to trust Him more than you did yesterday. To surrender control, to stop trying to figure it all out on your own, to let go of the fear that keeps you from moving forward. One of the biggest reasons people struggle with trusting God's plan is because they are still holding onto their own. They have an idea of how their life should go, and when things don't happen according to their timeline, they start doubting. But God's plan is always bigger than our understanding. He sees what we cannot see. He knows what is ahead, and sometimes what looks like a setback is really a setup. What feels like rejection is actually redirection. What seems like an unanswered prayer is actually God making room for something better. But if you don't trust Him, you'll spend your time resisting instead of receiving. You'll waste your energy trying to force things to happen instead of allowing Him to guide you to what's meant for you. Trusting in God's plan also means trusting in His mercy. When He gives you a new day, He is giving you a new opportunity to walk in His will. He's giving you another chance to follow Him, to lean on Him, to seek Him first. But too often, people take that new day and try to control it on their own. They wake up and go straight into worrying. They wake up and go straight into overthinking. Instead of starting the day with faith, they start it with fear. But when you trust in God's plan, your mornings change. You wake up with peace instead of anxiety. You wake up with confidence instead of doubt. You wake up knowing that no matter what comes your way, God is already ahead of you, making a way. One of the most powerful things about trusting God's plan is knowing that He will never waste anything, even the pain, even the failures, even the delays. He uses all of it for a greater purpose. There is nothing you've been through that He cannot redeem. There is nothing you've lost that He cannot restore. His mercy is not just about forgiving your past, but about preparing you for your future. And when you truly believe that, you stop letting your circumstances shake you. You stop letting temporary struggles make you question permanent promises. You stop focusing on what isn't working and start focusing on what God is doing behind the scenes. The people who walk in purpose are the ones who trust in God's plan even when they don't understand it. They don't let fear stop them. They don't let delays discourage them. They don't let doubt take over. Instead, they wake up every morning with expectation, knowing that if God gave them another day, He also gave them another step toward their destiny. And that's the mindset that changes everything. Because when you trust in His plan, you stop chasing things that aren't for you. You stop forcing things that aren't meant to be. You stop stressing over things that are already in God's hands. And when you do that, you start living in the fullness of the mercy, grace, and favor that He gives you every single day. Every morning that you wake up, you are given a gift. A gift that is not earned, not guaranteed, but freely given by God. That gift is life. That gift is time. That gift is another opportunity to move forward, to grow, to become better than you were yesterday. The question is, what are you doing with it? Too many people wake up and immediately go into autopilot, going through the motions without any real sense of gratitude or purpose. They treat each day as just another routine, rather than the incredible opportunity that it is. But when you recognize that God's mercy is new every morning, when you understand that you have been given something that many did not receive, you start moving differently. You start living with a sense of urgency. You start walking in purpose, not just existing. Taking action with gratitude means refusing to waste the day that God has given you. It means refusing to allow distractions, negativity, or doubt to rob you of the time you've been blessed with. Every morning is a reset, a fresh start, a clean slate to do something meaningful. But too often, people push things off to tomorrow, thinking they have all the time in the world. They say, "I'll start working on my dreams later. I'll fix my attitude next week. I'll spend time with God when I'm less busy." But what if tomorrow never comes? What if today is the only chance you have to make a change, to take a step forward, to walk in the purpose that God has placed on your life? When you truly understand that each day the gift, you stop waiting for the perfect moment and start making the most of the moment you have. Gratitude is not just about saying thank you to God, it's about showing Him through your actions. If you are truly grateful for a new day, you don't waste it. You don't sit in negativity. You don't complain about what you don't have. Instead, you use what you do have to make an impact, to serve others, to grow into the person God created you to be. Taking action with gratitude means waking up and asking, how can I honor God today? How can I use the mercy He has given me to make a difference? How can I show through my actions that I don't take this new day for granted? Some people sit around waiting for a sign, waiting for motivation, waiting for everything to line up before they take action. But the fact that you woke up this morning is the sign. The fact that you are still breathing means there is still work for you to do. You don't need everything to be perfect before you start walking in your purpose. You don't need to have all the answers before you move forward. All you need is the understanding that every new day is a new opportunity, and wasting it is not an option. Taking action also means refusing to stay stuck in the same cycle. If there's something in your life that needs to change, today is the day to start making that change. If you have goals, dreams, or a calling that you've been putting off, today is the day to take the first step. If there's a habit that's holding you back, today is the day to break free from it. Every morning, you have a choice to either let the day control you or to take control of the day. To either fall back into old patterns or to rise up and do something different. The people who truly embrace God's mercy are the ones who refuse to waste it. They are the ones who don't just talk about change, but actually make it happen. They don't just pray for a better future. They take the steps necessary to walk into it. Life is too short to keep putting things off. If God has given you another day, don't treat it like an accident. Don't wake up complaining. Don't let fear or excuses hold you back. Wake up with gratitude. Wake up with purpose. Wake up ready to take action, because when you truly value the gift of a new day, you make the most of it. You stop waiting and start doing. You stop wishing and start working. You stop hesitating and start stepping into the life that God has called you to live.